Saturday, everyone. I am Shante Collier, licensed Illinois real estate broker with Exit Strategy Realty. And happy December. We are quickly approaching the end of the year. So before you know it, we will be in 2019. Crazy, because I remember this time last year and it being 2017, and so much has happened this year. But what I wanted to talk to you about is my why. So my reason for getting into real estate. It's definitely a career that I love. It definitely does have its ups and downs, such as everything. No one has that perfect career or job or whatever you have. But my journey with real estate started actually before I purchased my house. Now, crazy story, probably kind of funny the way my interests occurred, which is probably the way a lot of other people interests occurred. Is I was fooling around watching HGTV and all of those, home shows and stuff like that. Now, of course, a lot of those shows don't show you the things behind the scene. But however, I was really captivated by watching these people transform these tear downs or near tear down or just, unattractive homes. And then they made it into this gorgeous, thing, and you get the prospective buyers coming in there and they fall in love with it. And I'm like, wow, that's so cool to be able to put someone into a home that may be their forever home, something that would be ideal for them or them and their family. And I really fell in love with that concept, being able to help somebody find their dream home, pretty much. So kind of fast forwarding, I didn't right away pursue my real estate career or anything like that. I had actually, went through the process of purchasing my own home. Actually, let me back up a little bit. So I was actually in real estate school during the time of trying to purchase a home. Now I'll tell you a crazy story, and I'll make it really quick because this is not what I'm here to talk about. But we actually had 3 homes under contract, and I guess third time's a charm. But I'll leave that for another time, another video, as to why we had 3 houses under contract. Of course, not at the same time. You can only have 1 house under contract at a time. But getting back on subject, so during that time, house number 1 under contract, I was in real estate school, and I took the class, passed the class with flying colors. First time I took my state exam. This is a proctored exam. You sit in front of, once you pass your class, the instructor will inform the testing facility that you've passed the class, so on and so forth, and then you're able to go and sit and take the state exam. Now, the state exam test comes in 2 parts. One part is I think it's a 40-question Illinois exam, and the other one is the big national exam, and that's like 125 questions, I think. And then you pay for it. So I swear, everything that we as real estate brokers touch, we have to pay for pretty much. So you pay for to sit and take the exam. You have to pass with a certain score in order to become licensed. So the first time I took it, like I said, I passed the class with flying colors. So I'm like, oh yeah, I can go and, take my national and state exam, and I should be good. Well, I failed the first time, and it was I needed a score of 75. I think I got a 71. So it was, oh my gosh, my weekend was just like blah that weekend, because I'm like, really, 4 points away from getting my real estate license. So I was like, okay, let me rewind. What is it that I'm not getting? So the good thing about it, when you do fail the test, they will give you your score, and they will tell you, they won't tell you which questions you got wrong, but the test is actually broken down into categories. So they will tell you how you weighed in each category. So if it's a math portion, there is a math portion. So they'll tell you where you weighed. They won't tell you you got, this out of this or anything like that. I don't think, it's been a while, but either way it goes, they don't tell you exactly which questions it was. So you kind of have to remember what you may have struggled with, and maybe, hopefully, depending on how well of a studier and test taker you are, maybe you already know that prior to taking the test, that you may have issues with this topic or that topic. However, so I felt it the first time, and I was doing a little studying here and there, but kind of taking my time. I didn't want to rush back into things. And that was toward the end. Now that was like the summer of 2015. So now I'm getting toward the end of 2015, and my dad passed away totally unexpected. He was in surgery. Now he wasn't he was actually on dialysis. So he had kidney disease. He was actually on dialysis for a very, very, very long time. He did, get kidney transplants over time, but of course, they didn't last forever because it definitely wasn't his natural kidney. So now we're getting to the end of 2015. I had actually gotten, I think, laid off or something. I'm trying to think, like, from my full-time job, my regular job that I had. And I actually started, so the broker that we used to get our house, she was the one who I initially asked, like, hey, what would be a good way for me to get into that particular industry, into real estate? So she was actually the one who referred, well, I won't say really referred, but, gave me the name of the real estate school that I ended up going to, which is Inland Real Estate School. I know that they have two locations. The one I went to that's closest to me is in Lombard, right on Butterfield Road. And then there's another one that's in the downtown Chicago area. So when I was no longer employed, I actually started doing a little work for her, being her assistant, doing a little stuff here and there. So that was, I guess, my second introduction to real estate. So I would say the first one was when I went to school, passed the class, and the second one was being another broker's assistant. So kind of, she would always kind of check in with me, like definitely after my dad passed away, asking like, hey, are you still interested in real estate? Are you going to sit for your exam? And so on and so forth. So I don't know how many of you may have actually read my very long post that I posted last week. No, actually earlier this week. This is still a new week. So this week, Sunday. So it'll be a week ago tomorrow. When I stated that, I talked about 2015 in this really long post and so on and so forth, but I also stated how I kept getting a lot of things real estate related thrown at me when it was like least expected. So I wasn't in a situation where I would actually be faced with real estate. It was just kind of like coming out the woodworks, like here and there and everywhere. So that's how I knew that God was pouring into me and talking to me, letting me know, hey, this is where you need to be. And I took, and this was actually, no, I actually had tested the second time in February of 2016. Now I knew that I would not pass. And the reason I knew I would not pass, because I really didn't study anything, but what I wanted to know was, where did I stand at that time? Crazy thing. Had I been now I've always sucked at math. Math has been like my kryptonite. It's especially in high school. Like I ended up having to go to summer school 1 year, and I said I vowed to never go again, because that was like horrible. Who wants to spend like time in summer school during their summer vacation? So it was for math. So I didn't do as well on the math portion, because now I wasn't as proficient, and I didn't remember like formulas and stuff like that. But kid you not, like I said, I got a 71 the first time and then a 72 the second time. Or was it a 70? Yeah, I think it was a 72 or 73, something like that. So now I'm even closer, and with less studying from the previous time. So that also was confirmation for me that that's where I should be. Because for me to even retain that information from August, well, I started the class in July of 2015. Now we're talking about February of 2016. I actually retained some information, which was phenomenal. Even throughout, all of the stressful things that I went through, it was like, okay, well, maybe that's where I should be. But I ended up getting a tutor. I met with him one time for 2 hours, and that was it. And that was in May of 2016. I studied my butt off. And so this is the thing. When the first time you take your real estate exam, they give you 4 opportunities to pass it. After that, you have to redo your entire class. You have to pay again. I wasn't doing that. No, one time only. So from the first time you take the exam, you get a year to do this. So that means I had a year my year would have been up August of 2016. So now I'm getting really close to that August of 2016. Now it's May. I met with the tutor. August, I took the exam again in August. So that was my third time. So even though I hadn't exhausted 4 times, I was still getting close to the year. So it's either the 4th time or the year, whichever comes first. And I passed, of course, because I wouldn't be where I am right now after, because I'm videoing after a showing. So I wouldn't be in this position right now if I didn't. And of course, you see all my posts or videos whenever I get an opportunity to do that. You see all of that. So of course, I ended up getting licensed. But the thing is that it was just, it was one of the, I won't say it was the most happiest moment, but it was definitely one of the most happiest and touching moments ever. When I took my exam. Now, I didn't know if I had anxiety like that entire week. Oh my gosh, but it was a good anxiety. So I was just like all jittery, butterflies in my stomach and everything. And I finished the exam. I took my time. I read the questions, took the exam, waited for the proctor to give me my test results. Now, I already knew. Depending on how many sheets of paper she had in her hand will depend on whether or not you pass or fail. This is for everyone, not just for me. So I'm trying to look in her hand to see like how many pieces of paper does she have. Because if she got 1 sheet, that means I failed. But if she has 3 sheets, I pass. I couldn't tell because she had it together. So I'm looking at her, and she looks at me and she said, "Honey, you passed." Thank you, Jesus. I wanted to cry. There is not a lot that I would cry about. So if I shed a tear, and it's not like a sad situation, if it's something that makes me happy, not too many people may cry when they're happy. I will. Like if it's something that truly touches me deeply and I just feel that much for it, I will shed a tear or 10. I wanted to cry. We hugged and I got in my car and I was like, "Thank you, God." And I did a little prayer and it was just, I loved it because now I could actually fulfill that dream of being able to help people find their dream home. I love the experience myself of being able to find a home, and I can't wait to purchase the next one because it can be a very emotional time and very stressful time, but in the end, it's really worth it. And I'm talking to you not from the broker in me, but from the home buyer in me. Like it's definitely an experience to be had. And if for anyone who's went through it, they know what I'm talking about. So, I may have gotten off a subject, but I just want to kind of just go through my journey of leading up to this point. How did I get to be a real estate broker and why did I want to be a real estate broker? So that kind of brings me to today. I still love being able to help people find homes or help people sell homes. Some people are looking to sell their home to either upgrade or maybe they're empty nesters now and they want to downgrade a little bit. But either way, I love being able to do that because throughout all of that, I'm also able to educate people, especially those first-time home buyers. I love working with first-time home buyers and sellers. I love working with everyone, but the first-time home buyers, I'm able to educate them on so many different aspects of home buying and money saving tips and things to do and things like that. Like I have a bucket load of knowledge in this brain of mine that I love to pour into my clients. Even when I'm doing buyer consultations where I'm sitting down with someone, doing a consultation, just trying to, kind of pick their brain and getting them an opportunity to know me and things like that, I'm still pouring into them. Maybe they might decide they don't want me as their realtor. Maybe they might decide that they're not ready to buy a home, but there's information that I'm going to still provide to you, educational information that I will still provide to you during the consultation. It's going to be different, of course, when you're actually my client and we're actually in the process of purchasing a home. But there's, it's that educational portion. And that's why I myself as a broker try to do so much to educate myself so I can educate my clients, because there's a lot of different trainings and coachings and things that, that are available to us as realtors, especially in my brokerage personally, that, will help us expand our knowledge so we can pour that right back into our clients. So, with that being said, I am going to wrap up this video because I'm at about little over 15 minutes now, and then most people won't make it to the end. And guess what? If you made it to the end, let me know. If you made it to the end, I want to send you something very special. So if you made it to the end, send me a message, whether you reply directly to the post or you inbox me some type of way. Just send me a message and say, hey, I made it to the end, and I will reply back to you and get some information for you, because I want to send you something special, especially with this being the holiday season. So once again, happy Saturday, happy December 1st, and I will see you very, very soon. Bye-bye.